In this video, you will learn about the major structures of the ear and how each one contributes to hearing and balance. The ear is divided into three main regions: the external ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. Each region plays a specific role in collecting sound, transmitting vibrations, and detecting both sound and head movement. Let's start with the external ear. The pinna, also called the auricle, is the visible outer portion of the ear. Its shape helps channel sound waves into the external acoustic meatus, which is the ear canal. This canal carries sound toward the tympanic membrane, or eardrum. The tympanic membrane is a thin, cone-shaped sheet of epithelial and connective tissue. When sound waves reach it, they cause it to vibrate, and these vibrations mark the beginning of mechanical hearing. Behind the eardrum is the middle ear, a small air-filled cavity within the temporal bone. Inside are three tiny bones called the ossicles. The malleus, or hammer, is attached to the tympanic membrane. Next is the incus, or anvil, and finally the stapes, or stirrup, which connects to the oval window of the inner ear. These bones amplify and transfer vibrations from the eardrum into the fluid-filled inner ear. The middle ear also contains the pharyngotympanic tube. This tube connects the middle ear to the nasopharynx and opens during swallowing or yawning to equalize air pressure on both sides of the eardrum. The inner ear houses the sensory organs for both hearing and balance. It consists of a bony labyrinth filled with perilymph and a membranous labyrinth filled with endolymph. At the center is the vestibule, which contains receptors that detect linear acceleration and help maintain posture and stabilize your gaze as your head moves. Within the vestibule are maculae, patches of sensory hair cells whose stereocilia project into a gelatinous otolithic membrane. Tiny calcium carbonate crystals called otoliths add weight to this membrane so that gravity and linear acceleration can bend the stereocilia and change neurotransmitter release. Extending from the vestibule are three semicircular canals, each oriented in a different plane. These canals contain semicircular ducts with an enlarged region called an ampulla. Each ampulla contains vestibular hair cells whose stereocilia are embedded in a structure called the cupula. When your head rotates, endolymph lags behind and pushes against the cupula, bending the stereocilia and signaling angular acceleration. Information from the vestibular system enables reflexes to help us maintain balance. The vestibulo-ocular reflex is a rapid, automatic eye movement response that stabilizes your vision when your head moves. The ampulla sends signals to the brainstem, triggering the eye muscles to move the eyes in the opposite direction of the head movement. This reflex keeps the visual scene steady on the retina, allowing you to maintain clear vision even during quick or unpredictable head movements. Vertigo is an abnormal sense of movement that can occur when the vestibular system sends incorrect information, creating the sensation that you or your surroundings are moving even when they are not. When signals from the vestibular system don't match signals from the eyes, such as during certain kinds of motion, motion sickness may occur. Many people experience motion sickness in the car, on roller coasters, or in a boat. I remember the first time I experienced motion sickness was during a whale watching trip. Something about the movement of the boat with the waves of the ocean confused my vestibular sense, making me nauseous. Unfortunately, I was in the bathroom while everyone else was taking pictures of the whales. Motion sickness can make it difficult for people to work in moving vehicles. This can really be a major problem for pilots and astronauts. Patricia Cowings is a psychophysiologist best known for her groundbreaking research on how the human body responds to spaceflight. Her work focused on understanding and reducing astronauts' motion sickness, leading her to develop autogenic feedback training, a method that teaches individuals to consciously control bodily responses such as heart rate and nausea. Her contributions significantly improved astronaut health and performance in space. She also holds the distinction of being the first woman trained by NASA as a scientist astronaut. The final structure is the cochlea, which is responsible for hearing. This spiral-shaped organ contains three ducts. The vestibular duct begins at the oval window and contains perilymph. The tympanic duct ends at the round window and also contains perilymph. Between them lies the cochlear duct, which is filled with endolymph and houses the spiral organ of Corti. The pitch of a sound depends on the frequency of a sound wave, while loudness depends on its amplitude. Along the basilar membrane, different regions respond to different sound frequencies. When sound vibrations travel through the cochlea, they cause specific portions of the basilar membrane to move. Auditory hair cells located here have stereocilia that bend against the tectorial membrane. This bending opens mechanically gated ion channels, allowing potassium to enter the hair cells, leading to depolarization and neurotransmitter release onto sensory neurons. This is how sound is converted into electrical signals the brain can interpret. In summary, the ear is divided into the external, middle, and inner ear, and each region contributes to hearing or balance. The external ear collects sound and directs it to the tympanic membrane, which vibrates in response to sound waves. The middle ear contains the ossicles, the malleus, incus, and stapes, which amplify and transmit these vibrations to the oval window of the inner ear. The inner ear contains the vestibule and the cochlea. The vestibule detects head position and movement to help maintain balance. The cochlea contains the auditory hair cell receptors which detect sound. Together, the structures of the ear enable the senses of equilibrium and hearing.